me a second, guys. Hi. How are you doing? Yeah, no problem. No, I'm not person. I'm totally sure about that. Hi, my name is Mario Alves. I'm a WDP. I'm a wealth digitalization pusher. And I'd like to take you on a little trip through digitalization and wealth management. First of all, just a couple of words in regards to aixigo. We do wealth management technology, but this is not really exciting. This is actually what aixigo is. A good deal of 100 guys and girls, crazy enough to enter the Rhine in rubber boats, paddle along the River Rhine, getting wet, starting a sea battle along really large ships. That was really amazing and fun to do, and that's what we basically are, a technology engineering-driven company in your area. I'm carrying it all to Athens with this here, but I think we all know that wealth management is going to change. There are a couple of things you're going to do, a couple of things that you have to face, from what cognitive will do with our business, European Court of Justice in terms of what portfolio management might be in the future, ETFs, cost transparency, fintech innovation. You know all these things, but we do believe that there are a couple of things that you could do in the future to get your future business pushing forward. One thing is that we truly believe that portfolio management, discretionary portfolio management, will be something that you could push out to the mass and the fluid markets. That you could use your brand to enter these areas. We do believe that robotic process automation will a thing to look for, and we strongly believe that we need to be much more efficient in advisory to stay with the customers that we have and to do that more efficient to keep up our margins. There are a couple of other things you could do, like using AI and things like that, but in terms of great strategies, I think the top line is the things you would be looking for. So we at aixigo do see a couple of use cases. It's like portfolio analysis or this discretionary portfolio management. And the very common use case of digitalization nowadays is robo-advisory. But my firm belief is that in terms of robotics and technology, we will see much more things in investing in terms of using robotics. But to give you an angle to look at this and to get to grips what I think, I've chosen discretionary portfolio management as my example, how the industry will change. Now, if you look at discretionary portfolio management today, it is something that is still very manufacturing style, hands working on portfolios. And with ratios from one portfolio manager to 80 clients or one portfolio manager to 1,000 clients, it's still manufacturing. You handle a few thousand customers and you still do lots of paperwork. Our view of the future, and we're not talking about just forcing scalable or other disruptors, but going ahead with your own business, is that portfolio management in the future will be digital. And digital, I mean, it will be fully automized. It will be for millions of customers, potentially, and it will be connected with a digital experience which contains things like talking to Alexa or to Siri or what's empowered thing. Well, if that's the way things will be going, what do we need? Oh, IBM just had the chance to put Watson on that page. Digital experience. If you want to create digital experiences, you need systems that have very fast read responses for fluid human interaction. And not only speech, also chatbots and web pages. If you want to wait for things, customers are not going to wait in the digital age. Every customer knows that he gets instant response from Amazon if something is available or not. And he wants to have that information from your portfolio management system, from your transactions, from decisions your portfolio manager to take the very moment he is asking for it. He's not going to wait for that. And also you need very fast responses to offer AI integration for the future customer. And with future customer, I just don't only meet the millennial. I mean the customer that is looking for digitalization, and it could be the 70-year-old customer as well. what do we need also? We need the capability to put a lot more data through our systems than ever before. Because we are going to deal with portfolios that are larger, that are more interesting, that will be rebalanced and monitored much closer than today. Not static portfolios being rebalanced once in a while. And to get that, we need the technology that's able to do that. And third, but not last, you need the possibility to be flexible in terms of optimization. On the one hand side, to be more cost efficient than today, and on the other hand side, to reach a higher state of process excellence, to really push that thing forward, based on your existing legacy architecture, because you can't change, really can't change all your systems at once. Well, does anybody of you know this German traffic sign? Ronan, is that stop? No, the people stopping there. You know that. That's not stop.
Is it miles per? Is it kilometers per hour? Depending what you.
No. Anybody else? Not a German one, please. It's the most favorite traffic sign in Germany, and all the foreign drivers love it. It's the no speed limit sign, and I will ask you to read that in German.
No problem. I mean,
go for it.
In Westengrund, windig.
Yeah, that's why all the foreigners.
I'll ask you to say it in Irish, but you say that in Gaelic.
Yeah, in Irish it will sound in English like that. Is that schon noch kein?
Goes off the tip of the tongue.
So that's actually a thing. You need no speed limits. No speed limits is a major thing. Now we are talking no speed limits. Oh, you didn't hook that audio. So, I'm doing the audio here. And we believe we have the fastest portfolio management system on that planet. We haven't checked the universe, but on that planet. And to give you an example of what fast means is, on the left-hand side you see those two columns. There's a 10 position portfolio and a 4,000 position portfolio. And I want you to focus on that figure here. Now 4,000 position portfolio, Oliver, that's your portfolio, right? 4,000 positions, fine. He did 35,000 trades in the last years and has a roughly 10-year history. I think this is quite a large portfolio. The system will calculate a portfolio attribution for that portfolio, so a complex matrix calculation, in 240 milliseconds. Now asking you, what is 240 milliseconds? It's the blink of an eye. So you can have very speedy responses to all your questions regarding your portfolios of your customers. And on the other hand side, we are also fast with large amounts of portfolios. On that side, and actually, it's Commerzbank data that we are using because you're one of our customers. And that portfolio is a Commerzbank portfolio, to be quite honest. With 1 million portfolios of Commerzbank, very, just really through the garden, calculate the time rate of return and a couple of other figures. For 1 million portfolios, it takes less than 6 minutes. So you can have really in an instant every information regarding every customer, every portfolio, every instrument that you have installed. And you can use that for all your customers. And that tip here are large portfolios. That means a bit more time for the large ones. But speed is nothing without control. So on top of that speed, on top of that performance, we offer you the capability to build your advisor processes, to build your report processes, to build your whole customer and advising experience the way you like it, and not the way your current vendor thinks it's right. and you can connect all the data that you have to your customers and also go the CRM way, like using the aixigo for communication. And I want to give you, I'm not going to show you slides, I'll give you a little bit of a look around to a typical system of ours. Now, a typical system of ours, that's a robo backend, as we call it. Consists, for example, of, you can define your products. That's the product universe that you can use for your robo investor or your digital discretionary portfolio management. And it contains everything. We are not ATF based. You can use any kind of instrument that you would like. Investment components are my favorites. Somehow the special sauce. Investment components could be used to do a lot of things like model portfolios, like theme investing. For example, that core portfolio over here consists of different instruments that can be weighted either by relativity, so by percent, or by pieces. And by going that way, it will monitor the portfolios consisting of these components. A lot of our customers use that to go away, for example, to offer theme investing. Myself, I'm doing a business with a robo-advisor who uses that technology, and I do a water theme. And they do have 3 different kinds of water investments in one basket they call the water investment. You got a couple of information, a couple of things you could do around analyzing your investment or having a look at the asset classes at the region. So it comes in pretty handy, can have a good look. And these investment components then will be used to build model portfolios, which also can be set up in a proportional way. So you did that, so you have your products ready, you have your investment components ready, you have your portfolios ready. One major problem, I guess you need to find customers. And we encourage you then to build your own custom experience. There's a great deal in cooperating with fintechs and thinking about using that technology. But I think in wealth management, we shouldn't go the way to cooperate and copy the style of any robo-advisor out there. Because you want to have your custom experience and you want to take your brand and your value in asset management to the market and bank on that. So, build a great custom experience and get going. Well, in terms of digitalization, that's where the problem starts. Because in differentiation to all those robo-advisors out there, you do have customers. And with customers, you can't be having mistakes or failure with customers on your side. If Scalable does something wrong with a single customer, nobody cares. If Commerzbank does something wrong in Germany with one customer that gets public, everybody cares. So you want to be safe with that. So being successful can turn into a real problem. Guess you're aggregating 500,000 portfolios, which shouldn't be much if you're already talking about being successful with robo-advisory. Now, with little diversified portfolios, you would have, say, 2 million positions. Now, if you're in a discretionary theme, you need to check all these positions and portfolios daily, detect breaches to your customer constraints, and buy and sell and handle all the data. Now let's calculate. If you do have 500,000 portfolios, what would you think would be a good time for checking, handling, buying, and selling? Second? 100 milliseconds maybe per portfolio? A second. Okay, only goes for a second. So it's 500,000 seconds. So let's get that down to minutes. Let's get that down to hours. Let's get that down to days. So you would need 5.7, maybe 6 days to rebalance. That's not going to work. So what do you need? Speed. You need to be able to be very, very fast. Otherwise it's not going to work. I think I got a solution to that. Check all positions daily, 500,000. So 500,000 customer transactions, that's a Black Friday every day. And I'm going to show you how to code Black Friday now. Switch back to my application. And gee, what do we have here? A rebalancing tile. Let's go for that. That is just a database stored in Aachen, so I'm connecting through the internet to Aachen, with roughly 32,000 portfolios, totally unstructured. Not predefined, that's really just we carved that out of your data actually, with no customers in it, so absolutely safe. But just to have a real view on the data. But we got real portfolios being monitored here. And I now will punch the rebalancing button, and then you will see what happens. I will try to explain. Do it twice, just for safety, and now it's going to calculate. Down here you will see the number of portfolios being calculated. That progression tells us how fast he's been looking at. That's the speed where he's rebalancing at. He already analyzed 3,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 portfolios, and it listed down here every single order that he needs to make. And we're running on 50,000 portfolios already. Over here you see all the transactions sum up. And just in a minute, not really in a minute, we will have done a rebalancing for 32,658 portfolios with an average speed, and that was slow today, that's the network latency, of 750 portfolios per second. Regularly we are around 1,000 portfolios per second. So that's the speed we are talking about. We are talking about milliseconds per portfolio. And that's the way to give your robo-advisor the power to serve much more customers than ever before. Or to give your discretionary wealth management in a hybrid mode the power to be much more efficient than in the past. And we believe that's the technology needed. On top of your legacy systems, individualized based on solid standards by aixigo. And over here, that's the structure of the assets that has been happening here. So this is what we're talking about when we're talking about technology in digital wealth management, and just one example how to push forward digitalization in terms of technology. So, unbeschränkte Höchstgeschwindigkeit, I'll do it for you, and total control. That's what we are here for. Be here all the day, happy to talk. See you guys.
Thank you, Mario. That was a really great presentation. I really enjoyed that, and also learned a new word today, which I'll be practicing. So as we say in Irish, Goramugget means thank you in Irish. If you want to have a seat here,